You go over there. Oh yes. For some reason, which complains to me when I stream at 6K kilobytes per second, so I'm lowering it to 5,900. Oh yeah, we need to update this task. Oh, it's outside. Get back here. I guess today would be a potentially very boring stream of which will consist mostly of trying to understand things. Because I started looking into replication, and yeah, it's a thing. And from what I can gather, there's very little information about it online at all. Like, from the looks of it, people do not use Godot that much for network games so far. And it has also changed a bit since Godot 4, meaning that it's a lot of false positives when you search for things. And this is probably way too loud. There we go. I do hope that I don't have to start downloading what's called the C++ source, but we might just do that anyway because it's a fuck is this? Go.engine. I want the C++ variant. I like that. I read this in the past. but like most of these things, like I work in the exact opposite for most of these things. Like I would like to use the standard library because write code like others. But when it comes to like whether or not this is a good idea, I do not know. Like I'm not knowledgeable enough to decide that. Auto is the best keyword. Don't write code like this, and auto makes sense. Write code like this. Lambda should always be used. This is for me, a very weak reasoning. Like I sure understand it for an open source thing, but I don't know if there's any compiler where Pragma once doesn't do exactly the same as a if-def include guard. Try catch is a bad thing, but I agree with that. Let's see. How do I get it though? Oh, gee, the extension is the successor, I guess. This looks like things. But I do not know. Oh, building for source is what it's called. Getting the source. Because I might need to look at this at some point. Give me that. Let's put it somewhere good. Da, 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 how, yeah, I don't know what this is. Yeah, sure, why, but and all, but how is Babby formed? Python thing? I don't know Python. I don't know which Python version I have. I think I have something installed. 3.12. Looks good to me. Did I get this? Default user. Okay, I guess. Maybe I need to restart it. Is that a thing? It's not part of the path. Yep. Path. Where did this end up? I guess it ended up in the app data or something. Yeah, for sure. Roaming Python? I don't have a Python in my roaming directory. Local Python, maybe? App dot roaming. My dude, there is no Python directory in the roaming. In roaming. Local packages. Is it in C? Where the hell did I install? Like, I used Winget to install Python. I have no clue where it is. Oh, I can check the path variable. Surely it's this one. No, that's the wrong. I'm not showing this on stream in case. Just in case, you know. Oh, it should be like Windows apps or something, perhaps? Oh, here we go. That's where Python is. And I guess scripts folder of your Python install. Where is my Python install? Yeah, it's on the Windows apps. So I found that, but where's my script directory then? Where Python? We're using Control Z, yeah. That doesn't even work. I mean, do I really need to compile it? Surely I can just look at the code. They don't have a solution file, that's fine, I guess. actually. I need to close these. Sure. Fuck. I thought that it was just say yes. Where? I just need to make a post. Go. Yes. I have Copilot. It's right here. I've used it. Okay. Because what I've seen so far is like the C# layer is wrapping around the C++ layer or something like that, meaning that when you look at things here, they kind of do these things. Let's see. Like these are bound stuff, yeah. So if we, this is the compiled file, right? Probably, because in a temp directory. But here we start looking at some actual code. And we can start seeing what actually happens. Because what I have failed to understand is, we should probably do that. What I failed to understand is why this code doesn't work. Running this, let's see. We click on the level man. Like I recreated just this to test, and like looking at this works. But if I instead of, maybe this path is incorrect. Because like I was trying to add this myself to the replication list and like create a new replication list and setting it, but that didn't seem to work. But that could be that this node path is incorrect. So let's actually copy this. Let's remove these. Set this to new. And it's no longer a nullable because I don't like warnings. So like you see it prints here. This is the level manager now in the client. And once I start a server, it should now start printing the current time, which it doesn't for whatever reason. If I use the built-in variant, if I use the built-in variant or like this system, it does work. So doing this doesn't seem to work at all, and that's why I downloaded this source to see what is actually happening here, because this is what is being called under the hood. And this replication config, current document, I guess. I haven't been in Visual Studio for a bit now. Because this is the thing I would like to modify. Because I think that if we look for this file, or like this, should be able to do get properties, actually. Is that a thing that I have here? That. I guess we'll just level multi-sync get property list, which probably calls the dictionary typed array. Sometimes it's these things. Like it's hard to follow. What C++ function that's being called. Let's just see if we can run this. Because my idea is that if we, let's see, level manager get child 0, which I'm pretty sure should be the multiplayers. Let's see. Multisync get property list. Let's see what happens if we run this. Oh, I guess it was at the start. Let's do some less spamming here. Just for now. Clear this. Yeah, this it's not what I'm looking for. Because these are like the reflection properties or whatever. This. List a synchronized property. Yeah, this is probably better. Dot map path. Let's return. Because I accidentally removed some code here. Do it in 2 places. I need to run it up here, but I guess you could do something. If I just add that dot, like what I saw here, like this thing, will it magically start working? Like if I just run this now, adding replication for that. We should probably replication list multi-sync replication config get properties. Just to see if it's applied. Yeah, so it looks the same now. Okay, maybe this will be a thing. If I now start a server, ha! I did it. I beat the system. Can I improve this code? Because this is a bit... Like when you create a multiplayer synchronizer like this, it's a bit rough. Because you have to do all this manual labor. Because for whatever reason, the replication config is not set when you create this. Am I reading that correctly? What kind of banger is this? I mean, it is a value, so it should be. In this fucking silver. Multiplayer synchronizer. Yeah, it's a reference, so... When is this assigned? Yeah, of course on this one, that makes sense. It seems like that's the only place where it's set. So I guess I have to set it manually, and that's just somewhere that's done by the editor or something when you do add it like this. Another banger. Sorry, YouTube, you're not hearing bangers. So maybe this is the... Like, I think there's better ways of setting this up, but the idea is that I would love to have... I would love to be able to have dynamic replication binding, so I can make it possible for mods to do this. Like, I can make it... I could probably make it a lot easier for, like, basically hide this behind a functions of some sorts. Can you change the replication? Because we have additional options here, you know, like these guys and spawn. Like, are those possible to change? Node path, spawn, it's on always by default, but can you change this? I love Visual Studio. It's a private structure and it starts going through the entire fucking world finding it. I guess it's just C++ things. Because there are ways of getting this, of course. Where there's a will, there's a way in C++. Mode equals, perhaps? Property set sync. Set replication mode. So replication list, set replication mode, and then we add a node path, and then see that, for example. Like, this is a very simple thing to hide by the function. Like, that's not an issue. Okay, next thing to test. Is this a reference? Yes, that works, perfect. And then I might just, like, for each game object, I just put the multiplayer synchronizer or something as a default. And spawn this scene for them instead, rather than use a new. Like, these things are simple. Because I'm pretty sure this is the case, right? Yeah, exactly. It's not set upon creation if I do it like this, but Okay. Like, these are good findings, though. Because the reason why I want to do this I mean, first of all, this should be inside the level manager. They've changed something. Because it's doing stuff. Like fixing my things. Yeah, don't do that. Never auto format. I hate it. I hate it so much. Guess you can do that. Have we done something else in here? Don't make me switch editor now. Stop writing my code for me. I'm like half tempted to just disable this garbage as well. Copilot is kind of nice at times though, but yeah. Okay, so why am I doing this? The reason I want to do this is because when we start a server, let's see, we need to yeah, this one. Okay, so this if core dot is server, no, do not auto format. I guess there was a new VS Code version that fucked things up. Fucking god, why do they do this? Let me just write the code as I want it. Fucking idiots. I will ruin my editor doing this, I'm sure of it. I just hope that it is down to disabling like snippets. Let's try it. Maybe that worked. Nice. Okay, there is one more thing that I need to, like, we can work with this, but there's one more thing that would be really fucking nice. That is having a signal of sorts when this thing gets replicated. I don't know if that exists. To some degree, I really like getting into this because this is like actual C++ rather than an Epic's amalgamation of C++. But that also means that I'm awful at it. Need to learn to read this. As with any code base, like that's just how things are. Yeah, because this is what I probably want. Get watch properties, yes. Sure. Watchers size. Okay. Okay, just to show the example I mean with auto earlier was that rather than writing that, I would write code that looks like this because I think this is more readable. Because sure, like it's now in a very short function like this, so like it's pretty obvious what W is, but I do not like it that much. I like this one letter, um, like the one letter variable names. Like I have started, like I dislike them to the point where I have stopped using I as a index thing. Like they use IDX and I use the same actually. Like I prefer writing IDX as a short term, like short for index. Um, just to get away from these one-letter I's, and it's weird to see. I guess it's because it's not. This is a range-based for loop and not a like classic for loop or whatever. They're probably called something. I can't remember. Like the normal for loop, I guess. So if I'm reading this code correctly, let's see. So you have the watcher, which is a thing, which has the property last change use count. So they probably just like have a number that increments to every time something changes, and if it's not up to date, it should figure that out. Is this returning everything? Can I build this by just clicking build? No, because it's not a solution. All right. Because I think it would be really nice to have a have this running so I could debug. That has that has been really helpful in Unreal Engine. That you can always just like attach the Visual Studio and look at stuff. Because I was thinking, how do they handle these things, like on change, for example? Like the replication mode, yes. This must be used somewhere, you know. Is there actually good comments at the top that explains things? No, it's just a fucking copyright. Oh, they used Pragon ones, I see. Yeah, like one thing I like to do when I write stuff in C++ is in the header, just above the class declaration, you write like not like a super detail, but like a hey, this is how this class works, because that's like useful for both you and other people, which might be you in the future. Um, I've I find that at least like explain to me in like this amount of text what this class does, because if that text becomes this large, your class is too big. So, but I guess they rely on external documentation rather than in inlining it into code. Guess they do. What the fuck is this? I need to compile the documentation. Have you heard of HTML? Yeah, okay. These are. This is the what's being uploaded to their web page. So the documentation that they supply here is useless. I see. Because like when you look at the like what they have on their web page, let's go to multiplayer API, for example. Like this documentation is actually pretty nice. What I would like to see is like if you take a look at let's this is the first one that came to mind. Like what this is, I love this by Unity, that they like almost everything has a what's it called? Almost everything has some sort of example. Like it might not be the most insane example you've ever seen, but it's an example of how to use the thing you're looking at. So sure, you can do this, I guess. And you can like click on all of these, and most of them has some code. This is what I would like to see from all engines. Like, give me the easiest example of how to use this function. Like, even if for... Do they have it for the easiest ones? Like this. Yeah, like, it's a fucking name. Like, like if this was Unreal, let's take a actor. Surely they have a name somewhere. I did a mistake of looking at a display name, I think. But yeah, I made a mistake of looking at actor to start with. It's the worst fucking class in the entire Unreal Engine. I hate it so much. Variables. It's not one-to-one, of course, because do you have get rotation? Get rotator. I can't remember what it's called. Get transform. Okay. There's no link to F transform to start. There's no no use case, and and this is for actor, which is the most common type in the most things that you ever look at in Unreal Engine is an actor. And like if you look at F transform, it's like, yeah. What can you do with it? Fuck knows. Do I have Unreal Engine? UE math engine. Oh, fuck. I think I've fucked things up. Like I kind of uninstalled a few things. Anyways, like if each of these had this, the Godot documentation would be so nice to work with, because this helped me so much when learning Unity in the very beginning, like when we made the first Orbital Gear. Like this helps newer programmers so much. And it's like sometimes you find these breadcrumbs of, oh, this is how you do that inside something that's kind of unrelated or something. Like it's just nice. But yeah, I went on a thing. Oh yeah, function for when it's being replicated. I am unable to actually find anything that suggests that there is something like that. Meaning that we would most likely have to. I mean, in this case, it's pretty simple. Uh, in what's a dictionary? It did it again! I fucking hate this so much. Why? Am I fucking downgrading to Notepad? I hate this. Stop formatting my stuff. I just don't want it to ever auto format anything I'm writing. Please, for the love of everything. I hate this so much. Because this has to be some new garbage that they added. Because they didn't do this yesterday. What the fuck is this? Like, can we have something in the past week? I mean, this is Visual Studio. Fucking VS Code. Then we get into Chinese. I mean, I guess it's the fucking SDK plugin. Like this extension. Where is it? I guess I have two of them. $13th. $15th. So it must be this one. How do I get to extension settings? Guess that. Like, how do I get to the text variant without finding something that puts me there? I guess what's in here? What did they say? Is this just like applied? I'm so close to just giving up. It is the fucking garbage thing. Oh my fucking god. Why are you like this? Why can't you just like do the thing? Or in this case, not do the thing. Can I do one of these? Like, enable that? Because I will probably lose debugging. But that's a thing, like that's a... I fucking hate this. Why are you like this? Can I move back a version? Fuck, what updating, I guess? I think I accidentally clicked a bunch of stuff and now have another version of it. I want that one. The one that I had before yesterday. Because that one actually did the things correctly. How do I... Can I like send a bug report that their shit's broken or something? Will they even listen? I'm so mad. There is no end to my rage. I think what's actually needed for Copilot, like there is, like I like Copilot as a thing. I think it's really nice when they can figure a lot of things out. Um, but what it really needs is some kind of like additional AI of when it should or like additional logic, whatever, or when it should suggest things. Like, I don't want to suggest like input this there, but I have my cursor here. But if I put cursor there, I guess it would be nice to like for it to like figure that out a bit better. I don't know how to do that, of course. Like that's a um, let's see. Get mode. Active map should be a map should have this, right? Yeah. This needs to be expanded a bit. What part of this is actually nullable? None of them. It's a bit odd. I don't think this is fantastic, but preferably this we should only ever run into this. But I think this maybe if I do the correct thing. Let's see. Where am I going? That's what I'm looking for. Client. Maybe this should now load a level if I'm very lucky. Yeah, that doesn't work. Okay. But it's doing cool things, which is really nice. I don't know why it failed. Oh, not the map path, mod path. Because we need to know what mod to load. This should be like map mod path. Because they could have maps that are named the same. Okay. Why is it empty? Yeah, so it managed to do that. Break it. Yeah, I want this thing shared. Surely it's not due down to spaces. or slashes. I mean, that can't be, right? That would be insane if you can't have a slash in a string, in a replicated string. Yeah, fucking hope so. But why? It worked just a bit ago, right? Yeah, and it's no. Am I big stupid or something? Yeah, this is what I want to see. But why? We saw it replicate. Did we get it any point? I'm stumped. Like, why is this happening now? I have no clue what's going on here. We saw it replicate practice G, whatever I clicked. Like, when I have it. Like, before I started writing that function. Like, when. Like, this was wrong, of course, but like. Yeah, like this. Now it successfully fails. Then I started writing something here. If we just do that change. I have no clue. I have no clue. Like, why? I mean, it's super cool I got it to work, but it makes no sense. I must have like written a incorrect equal signs or something. I mean, we have it in not 4K, 1080p at least. If I did, but fuck me. Like, like maybe did this or something. Does it still work? Yeah, that works. Does it work if I, you know, actually use it? Yeah. I mean, there must be something like that. This is a day of learning. We've learned that the latest VS Code C# SDK is garbage. We have learned some 1320 is the first. Right, 2 more hours, I guess. I think I should look into RPCs while I'm at it. Go.rpc high level multiplayer. I'm high level. I guess I just do this. And then it's like method name dot client change level. This to target peer. I mean, are you using node RPC? Yeah, I'm preferring that. String name method. Client change level. Path. I wish I could like realize that I do like this format more so than using plus and all that. Maybe I need to do it on multiple places for it to realize. I wonder if the order of execution also makes a difference here. It shouldn't. Like, this is probably figured out later. Maybe there should be like a index as well for the number of level changes in case we go to the same level. We'll sort that out later, perhaps. I wonder how I'm going to solve this. Can you send? I guess you can't send RPCs to stuff that doesn't have like in. Can we start this? Should be able to do this in the editor, right? Guess not. Or is it just broken? For no reason once more. Yep. Now it's just broken again. Why is it broken again? Oh, of course, because I changed this. That makes a lot of sense. Which is also why I should be using. What can we actually do with this? Like, is it possible to like create one? Like, what I would like to see is like if I can do this. Like, is that a thing? Oh, because that is a string, of course. was the other constructor? I guess this is nothing yet anymore. Like, can I find this somehow? Can this somehow get down here? Because this side view is completely awful. Can you move this somehow? Yes. But these are all like connected. Fuck. Like, I miss Visual Studio so much. Use C VS Code, it's good enough. Fucking mom is good enough. Nothing proper to list this. Like, what I'm trying to achieve here is, of course, figuring out if I can like generate this node path from references rather than have a string here. So like say that new node would be like this dot m like that, but like it would figure out that this is a property or something, and therefore create like this string out of that. But that doesn't seem to be possible. I mean, it's not the biggest of deals, but yeah, like it would be nice. because then it would like follow through with like name changes like this. Like now it drops this, but if yeah. How can I tell? Oh fuck. I would like to tell the server, hey, switch to another level, but that's like not as simple as it sounds, unfortunately. That's a lot of work. Because the server is now created with only one level being loaded in the mods and all that, so you can't just tell it to switch level. So I need to fix that kind of loading, and we would have to fix an input handler of sorts. Over time, I feel like I need a console as well. I think having a console would save a lot of time later on. But we have made some improvements today, that's for sure. We actually do load the correct level on the server. And we have figured things out with the multiplayer synchronized and all that. So yeah, it's been a decent day so far, even. I mean, as a feature, I'm even on a branch. I'm just doing stuff on main from the looks of it. Oh yeah, we can actually remove this. Okay. Okay. I have to check game objects. Because I would like these to also be able to, of course, to... Okay, my target goal would be to be able to do something like shape. Like, let's go to shape planet just for a laugh. Like say during this initialization code, we could do something like no dot replicate variable, and then just I would like this to be what we need to do, and then maybe like when changed or like something like that. This would be the code I would like to see, but being able to get to that point is a bit tricky because I have to it will be a function in here that you call, but the node path should refer to this script, which is a Godot object, and it's not necessarily to this mod. So I don't know how this, or this class. So node 3D. They exist in a 3D space. Oh yeah, of course, they're game objects. So we might have to look into creating game objects in another way where the script doesn't work. There are some difficult things ahead for sure. We just have to figure it out. As we go along. Maybe it's enough to just export that and then just do like the node path for them be something like dot script and like that. Maybe that is a decent enough node path. But and if it's that easy, we can definitely solve it. Like that's a thing. Otherwise, I have to like restructure a few things. But I'm somewhat hopeful. Somewhat hopeful, at least, yeah. And that's because I haven't gotten to think about rollback that code yet. There is still that glimmer of hope in my eye that maybe this is possible. There's one thing we can do, and that is do that. It's a slightly better looking tree when I guess we can see it here now. We got the active level here. I don't. We should probably. Maybe, like, I'm not sure about the names here. Maybe this is fine. Like that instead. Yeah, so you get the mod with a map and then what map file it actually loads. That's way better. It should also be. I also need to look into an event system of sorts. Because when a map loads, the main menu should of course hide. So we would end up with a like that. And then the game starts and all that. So like, or yeah, like this needs to be redone as well, as far as I know. Like the whole main menu, because it should be like possible to have the main menu as well as other things. Like I have not gotten to the point where UI is considered yet, but from my experience, detaching game logic and UI and relying on messages should be a nice way of handling this. There's so much new. It's almost like I've just worked a few bit on this, and now it's like everything is starting to come together. Somehow. I wonder what the first order of business would be. Let's just do this for now. Is it? I think what I've done today is like a prerequisite to everything. I think the next thing I should do is a player controller, because that would be very difficult to do, because that should like the player controller. Like I want to have rollback netcode, so like everything I do needs to be done from a decently implemented player controller. And that needs to be like created on the server, I suppose. Because we have the like multiplayer spawner, right? I mean, we can just add that to game instance, I suppose. Spawn path? The fuck? mean, that doesn't work. I hate this. This one is. There's one of these that are from like 4 years ago. That's like super old. Oh. To be like player controller spawner. Maybe I should set up more of my scene to begin with to make this a bit like the start of game instance is a bit much perhaps. Maybe finding an existing, I mean guess so. Export privates. We probably need to create some sort of network specific subtype of this. Player controller spawner. We would have to do something like just like level manager. There's like player controller manager or something. Or like just player manager, I suppose. Because they can have multiple things attached to them. Fuck. Oh, this is so scuffed. Because now I would do something like this. remove that. It's no longer needed. Like, does it hate me if I do this? It's frustrating. Thank you, video game. Well, I don't really have the concept of a player controller. I have to figure this out, actually, because one issue that we had in Orbital Gear was that like the thing that denoted a player in multiplayer was the existence of a mech. So when you're spectating, you're actually like invisible, invulnerable, and put in the middle, and all your collisions are removed and all that. And that is the same for like a what's it called a server. Like you can run dedicated servers, but they are also they do get a mech spawned in the middle of the map. And I would like to avoid that. So the player manager might be different in some ways, where we might have like I have to think about this setup for a bit, and I think I will do that off stream, because this is like basically me sitting here doing this stuff, like and trying to not sound too much like Unreal Engine. Like that's basically what's going to happen, and I will do that off stream, because there's also almost time for the Formula 1 race, or not race, the first practice. We'll see. I'm a bit depending on what happens. I might stream some Diablo 2 tonight. There's a new Project Diablo 2 patch that I want to play. But yeah, we learned a lot today, with moderate success. So yeah, I'm going to call it here.